Okay, folks, good morning. Let's see if this light helps or hurts. It might help now. It might hurt later. It's a glare issue. It always is. Well, we have a Titanic, should I say Titanic episode? It's a pretty big episode. It's definitely one of my bigger unboxings, so to speak. Let's change this chat so we have it on here. I am not able to see the screen very well over there, so I've got my phone here. I'll try to follow along in case anybody says anything that requires commenting on. Except somehow I can't read the comments. Well, we'll try to follow along. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to respond to everything. Well, good morning. Happy Sunday. I did not do a morning episode yesterday. And I was actually off for my second day ever of the year on Friday. Well, I mean, I'm off on weekends, but, vacation day. I had to take my daughter to an event over in the Welcome Ben. Go grab some popcorn. And I've got some stuff that is really cool because it's rare. Not rare and it's worth a lot of money, but rare in that not available in stores anymore. But I had to take my daughter to the Tampa Bay area and basically had to pick her up and take her back. And so I just spent the night down there and scoured, set up my battle plan, where I was going to go, what places I was going to check out. I specifically did not go to hobby stores. I don't need anything hobby related. I just basically wanted to see if there was any cool diecast. They're so damn cheap when you do find them that, it's definitely the thing that I'm interested in. So I went to multiple places. And I'm going to play a little game. I'm going to try to figure out how much money I spent. And I'm really just spitballing here. I'm going to say $120. And let's see how I did. I don't think it's more than that. I certainly could have spent more than that. That's going to be my guesstimate. I'm going to do the count on how it is and what kind of places are available and what's out there. I am not a scalper. I don't buy multiple copies of anything. I don't care that things are treasure hunts or super treasure hunts. It's irrelevant to me. I'm looking for the $1, $2 price point. Basically, $1 cars and price point being like $2 if, you're at somebody's store, and I call it the finder's fee, right? So you're doubling your price, but hey, you have to hold it in inventory. I think that's fair. I think even $3 a car is probably fair for like main lines and things like that. I'm not interested in anything rare, but I will kind of document my travels and how I went. I decided to do this live because I don't want to pre-film this and then the homework assignment of putting it all together. I don't think that I get any more views, and it's certainly a shitload more trouble for me. So we're just gonna kind of wing it. So if you got any questions, if I'm showing, and I want to show everything up to this, so it's going to be a relatively long video, I would imagine. I'll try to show everything on camera so you guys can see the details of what it is that's out there. There's some cool stuff for sure, stuff I've never seen before, even though I have looked at a lot of diecast cars. I am not a collector. These are specifically I'm collecting them, but the intention is to modify and use them in Gasland. So if I have something really valuable here, oh well. I'm not planning on reselling it. Was I looking for anything in particular? There's one item that has been elusive, and it's elusive because I don't want to pay what the going rate for it is. Hot Wheels makes a Ferrari car hauler. It's like a Ferrari, it looks like a bus, that can carry a car on the top of it. And I don't really care for the Ferrari that comes with it, but the actual, I'll just show you guys what it is. And actually I won't, that's going to screw up my feed here. And it retails for about $45 by the time you add in shipping. It's like a $16 item that's been marked up to like $45 by the time you add shipping on eBay. And I'm just like, I don't want it bad enough. But I did find one. It is very difficult to find in a store. And I'll tell you what happened. So, my estimate is $120. I have no idea how I did. We'll go from there, and I'll kind of explain to you in the order that I got and why I got it. Now, I've got all the stuff arranged here, kind of in the order that I picked it up. So, first things first. Dropped off the daughter, went to a Walmart. Okay, not exactly my favorite place to go. And they didn't have a whole lot of stuff there, but they did have this surf crate. Yeah, I gotta kill this. You guys are getting too much. You guys are getting too much kickback on that. This is, and I'll explain to you why I planned on picking it up and what I plan on doing with it. Of course, it could change. But anyways, didn't get a lot of stuff there. It's a surf crate. I've never seen one of these before. I guess this is Silver Series Surfs Up. I want to say this was like $4. It has a nice paint scheme on it. Yeah, definitely looks like a Profits car there with all that engine being shown. Almost looks like it may even have like a skull or a built-in RAM or something like that. So this will probably not be repainted. We'll take probably the surfboard out, but the rest of the paint scheme looks pretty spot on. Paint the engine up and stuff like that. I am going to have to use my phone for something. So I'm going to go ahead and let's minimize this. Let's put it in a corner. Okay. I went and I saw a video that was recommended to me on YouTube. I wasn't even looking for it. And it was a video about, let me see if I can find it. I'm not showing you the video, but I actually took a pic. It was a video of how to identify, maybe it's further down here. Here it is. So you've got these containers that have these random cars in them, okay? And I am not a gambler. I just don't have that gambling gene in me. I don't know if that's that visible, but it's these containers where it's like these pre-bagged cars and you don't know which one you're going to get. And it could be one of these. Man, the glare is just brutal. One of these cars in there. So there's like a super treasure. I guess there's like a gold medal and like 2 silvers and then just the other standard ones on there. And I saw a video that was recommended to me, like how you can figure out which one you're going to get. And I'm like, okay, well, let's try this. So, and the code is, I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't my idea. There's a code on here inside, and I haven't even opened these, okay? There's a little VIN number here that the last digit, in this case, is 04. So this, according to this person in the video, says this responds to the 4th car on this list. And likewise, so if you want that top one, you need to get one that says 01. So I went through that entire 2 boxes of those things, and I can tell you, assuming it hasn't been rummaged through, there was 4 different types in there of the 10. So you're getting screwed if you're just picking them up haphazardly. It's actually quite likely you would pick up 2 of the same vehicle if you weren't looking for it. So this is an 04 and this is an 09. So you have this code that says VO1N and then there's a slash /09. According to this person, and I haven't tested it yet, I've kind of felt around and it seems like he's right. Okay. Let's kill this right here. So, you know, these are like $1.24 each. So let's go ahead and do, we're going to keep a one to Walmart. And I'm going to put 3 vehicles at, it was like $6.50 or something like that. We'll just round up to 7. Okay. So we're going to test that theory. Like I said, this is going to be a long video. You know, we're here to hang out. I couldn't sleep, so I'm like, fuck it, let's get up at 4. Let's get up an hour earlier than normal. I was too tired to do this yesterday. Besides, Britain's asleep. Okay, so this should be car number 4. And car number 4 should be a bone shaker. Okay, so let's see if this is a bone shaker. This has not been opened before. That's cheating. I don't cheat. And it comes with a sticker that says bone shaker on there. It's probably a good sign that there's a bone shaker in here. And here it is. Okay, with the infamous pirate logo that everybody has a thing. You've got a big skull on the front. So bone shaker it is. Okay, so that code worked. Now everybody's going to be ransacking those things. I just don't believe in gambling. You know, even if you gamble and you get whatever car you want, then there should be a thing where it's like you don't get the same car a second time. I don't want multiples of the same car. It's just dumb. You know. I want to say I have at least 2 other ones, maybe. I wanted to test this on my show, you know, and luckily didn't come up empty-handed. And the other one that seemed like it would be okay is this Max Steel. It's just 1930s, maybe 1920s, maybe 19-teens type of inspired race car. Max Steel. Code number 9, right? You have to be careful because, you know, I almost made a mistake and got the wrong one. I'm sure I'll make a mistake here on my video. I always do. Okay? And here's your sticker for Max Steel. And here it is. Now, I'm going over this in the order that I picked them up in. And Saturday I was a little disappointed. I was expecting A and I got Q. I went to a lot of cool stores and had high expectations. And it was really weird. They opened at weird days. Like one place that was like the farthest away didn't open until 3. So I had to plan my route around so that, you know, for maximum efficiency. Walmart opens at 7 a.m. So I was there like at 9:30 or whatever. Anyways, that's what we picked up at Walmart. These 3 cars. Now, I saved all my receipts. I could have just told you how much I spent on the receipt. There you go. $637. Okay, well, let's adjust that to the actual amount. And the reason I saved all my receipts, most of the places that I went to, or many of them, are ones that are available here in town. And since I didn't want to drive around God's green earth, and it's a lot of driving from my standpoint. I try to do it like in a circuit. I'm prepared to return. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to return these 2. I may, if I got something else really cool, I may just return this again. I mean, I'm not going to go all the way down there and return it at that Walmart, but I'll return it at a Walmart. So I am prepared to return some of this stuff. I flipped this thing over. This is not the normal side it's on. And it's stinky. It's like stinky of like, well, I want to say China, but this is actually not made in China. Taiwan. Oh, Formosa. It's made in Formosa. I think the other side's a little bit less stinky. Yeah, it is. Okay, this is the side that normally is. Like, let's do that for my sanity. Okay, so we're up to $6.37. I would have never gotten those hidden models if I hadn't watched that video. And I wasn't even looking for it, you know? What's up, Hoffman? Damn it, you missed it. You missed the unboxing of the regular things. Well, you can go back and watch it later. That's all you missed. Prepare to be entertained. Get popcorn. And I'm keeping a track of how much money I spent. My guess is $120. We'll see. Okay, those all retail. Nothing crazy. All right, let me see where we went next. Target. Okay, I went to Target. Now my luck in getting Hot Wheels at Target is not very good. People rave about it. I always feel like they don't have anything. At least the Target in my area. And so stop number 2 was a Target. And we're up to 3 vehicles so far. So it's pretty sure it's triple digits. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep guessing. I just kind of winged it. But like I said, I'm keeping all my receipts. So if it's like, man, I got too many of these, I don't need this, I'll go back. You know, we obviously have a Walmart here, we have a Target here, so not an issue. Okay, what did we pick up? I specifically wanted to pick this up because it is hard to find, and you could go online and see what store they have it. And in that Bay Area, there's probably 7 or 8 Targets. Okay, I'll watch it later. Painting a kaiju called Moruchi this morning. I call this kaiju Maguchi. Your Gucci is itchy. You got an itchy Gucci. This Target had more die-cast than I've ever seen in any one store. It was ridiculous. Now, you know, they're all like modern cases and stuff like that. You know, it's not like anything really old, but this place had a lot for a Target. So I specifically wanted to get this, which is the 2025 Formula One set. I believe it has one of every one of the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They don't have the 2026 yet. Obviously, there it is on the back. Now, I do have a partial set that has about half of them. So some of these cars I have 2 of. I'd be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to... I may not open this. This might be the one thing that I collect. So, to be continued. With that said, I am going to do some Formula One style cars. It's just probably not going to be any of these. Wanted to just put that out there. All right, what else did we... Oh, this thing. So I've never seen this set before. It's Demo Destruction. Now, I have a couple of these vehicles already, but some of these I've never seen before. I've never seen this set. I don't have this. We've got like a squished car. I actually have one of these that I picked up from the used car place in Ocala. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. I have 2 Cruise Bruisers already, not in this paint scheme. They're not really destroyed though. So this might be a good swap of different things. It does have a undercarriage that has the, what do they call, the Carolina squat, where it's taller in the front, lower in the back. So that might be definitely something I can switch out for another vehicle. I have there is a tow truck here that I don't have. This tow truck, not really a selling point. The selling point's really these 2 on the bottom. A van that's squished, and this car that looks like a, what does it look like? Maybe a stretch Chevelle that has taken some damage. this wasn't very expensive. It was like $5 or something like that. I'm like, well, let's. And this is called Project Speeder, Repo Duty, Cruise Bruiser, Blindsided, and Flatiron. So none of these would stay the color that they are. None. So this will be total repaints on all of these. Never seen this set before. Again, we have a target here. If I change my mind, I can always return it. You know. I didn't want to like go somewhere like, oh shit, I should have picked that up and then drive 35 freaking miles back. Because I mean, it's a big loop. I mean, it's a big area. What else? Rest of the stuff is down here. Okay. Anything else? Oh, these are individual. I had never seen one of these before, and this is an N case. Looks like. This is called Hyper Rocker, and Castrotech, the castrator. I don't know. Kind of cool. Raised. Never seen one of these before. Again, these are like $1.24, $1.47, whatever the hell they are. I'll look at the receipt in a second. Special feature. See back for details. Okay. What's the special feature? Okay. Apparently, there's something that has to do with ride height up here at the top. Can you adjust the ride height on it or something? Maybe it's got some extra suspension. I don't know. Special feature, no additional charge. Never seen one of those before. I don't recall seeing one of those before. I don't need any more of these Ferrari C365s. I have two of them. I have one in red. I have one in yellow. Unfortunately, both of those have the same number. They have a 64 number, so one of them is probably going to get repainted. This one has a 78. That's why I picked it up. And it's got the Italian colors on it. Aren't those the Mexican colors? True story. The Mexicans actually got first pick on colors. And the Mexican flag was designed before the Italian flag. Not the other way around. I didn't know that. And it's not a super treasure hunt or anything. I mean, if it is, it's like, you know, I guess I'll make a video on how to open one up and repaint it, and people will die or something like that. Like, I don't care for any of that stuff. Okay? Nice little thing. It looks nicer in person now than I thought. I'm glad I got this. But I have a red one and I have a yellow one. Also. What else do we have? Well, I have a Yugo that's been Hugo Chavez. Oh, shit. Here we go. I found some posters which I think might be a new twist if you ever do any cars without teams or just your favorite cars. I've made a couple. I made a poster on, what's his name? Rice Cube. You know, I mean, there's some people that play for both teams. There's some cars that are on no teams. There's some cars that would only work for one team. You know, the posters are fun. I do need to come up with a way of like, maybe put them on a card where I can switch them out, because if I keep making things out of wood, I'm going to run out of space. Not that I mind doing it, but, you know, there's a lot more things that I want to do than I want to build wood frames for, if you know what I mean. Okay, this is, so I have a Yugo. I figured, well, this thing looks similar. It's a PT Cruiser. I don't know if those made it out to Britain. For your sake, you better hope not. They're kind of a piece of shit. They're like a retro type thing. But, you know, I think it looks good for this game. I don't know that I'd seen this one before. I think I have. This is K case, I think. The last letter? It's the last letter. Okay, so this is actually L case. This is K, and this one's K. All right. Not that I'm going to buy things by the case Talk about a bad idea gambling. It's like, hey, let me throw $100 and oh, I get 4 repeats of one car and none of the one I wanted. No, that's not an alcoholic beverage. I'm not that Irish. Okay, this one I specifically got, and some cards are just ate up. This is a McMurtry Spearling. I didn't realize that this was an English car. I actually have a friend of mine whose name is McMurtry, so it's going to be named kind of after him in a way. That's why I picked it up. And I didn't have good luck at Walmart. And I'm like, man, I better not do this route and not find anything to get. That wasn't the case. Let's just say the biggest haul was my last stop. Like literally, like the last stop yesterday. If I had gone there first, I probably would have been like, all right, I'm done. But because I didn't hit it until last, to be continued. I got a lot of cars to show you, let's put it that way. And then this one, I don't know if I have a mod mill, but this one is really cool paint scheme. It actually reminds me of a train I used to have. I think I've talked about it. It's a Rock Island something or another, and it's in this paint scheme. It's like black with red and then white striping around the ends of the red. Really kind of a cool car. Almost looks like a face. You know, the face of like it's got like a helmet on it. It's similar to some other cars that you might see. But I'm keeping this paint scheme. It's pretty cool, you know. That box you sent me yesterday, was that your last stop? Yes, that was the last stop. 55 fucking cars in that last stop, just so you know. I'm terrible about stealing my own thunder. Last stop was 55 cars. I spent $55. So that was actually the cheapest cars I bought. That was the only $1 cars I have. Yeah, it's a really nice paint scheme. Why would you ruin this? You know, if you're going to repaint this, then there's nothing wrong with repainting this. Like, pick a different paint scheme. I mean, I've seen this in other paint schemes. I haven't picked it up. This is cool. You know? Okay. All right, Target. How much did we spend at Target? Let's see the total haul. 10. I don't know if I should count the Formula One cars. You watch Formula One over there in Britain? $10, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20. Okay. 20 cars. Yeah, I'm adding tax as part of the cost. $28.63. And my estimate's $120. It may be closer to $150. I can't adjust my thing. We'll see how it is. All this is returnable. We have a Target here. Not gonna return the Formula One cars. Yeah, I'm digging it. My daughter has given me a resurgence on Formula One. Let's put the receipt with it, dumbass. Not that I wouldn't be able to exchange, you know, which is probably what I'll end up doing anyways. Yeah, we've been watching all the races since Miami, since the third race. I found out that she all of a sudden likes to watch it. I'm like, and I'm not a sports watching thing, but I'm like, okay, well I can play video games and participate, so I'm all game for that. Are you concerned the Diecast Mafia might put a hit on you finding it and adulterating all the rare cars? Fuck them. They live in their mom's basement. And I went to a flea market and these guys were arguing about. They're adults. I mean, they're older than I was, and they were like arguing about like, you know, I don't have a problem with scalpers and stuff like that. I'm not going to buy their wares. I'm just like, I don't need something bad enough to spend $30 for it. But I don't understand these people that are proud of buying 12 models of the same thing. Like, I don't want two of anything, you know? Okay. That was Target. That was on Saturday. Then where did we go next? Okay. I went to the store that Hoffman would have loved. It really could have had a lot more weird people in it than it did. It had all kinds of old video games and Transformers and G.I. Joes and all kind of Funko Pops. I went to a lot of places like Funko Pop like galore. I'm like, why would you want one of those things? They're like the opposite of, you know, dimensionally they're weird, but whatever. And they had not a lot of Hot Wheels, but they probably had 100. And when I mean 100, well, that sounds like a lot. Not compared to some of these places we went. Like that Target, for instance, had probably 1,000 Hot Wheels. Maybe not 1,000, but certainly in over 500. It was a lot. Now, a lot of them are like, 12 of the same thing or 18, but, they're all like rummaging through and, that's fine, But this place had ones that aren't available anymore. Now, this is what I think standard pricing should be on Hot Wheels. These are all $2 a piece, or $1.99, which is a $1 item, and you double it for what I call the finder's fee. Like, you got to pay the overhead of the place. So I think $2 for a Hot Wheels is absolutely acceptable. Okay. And this is called the Toy Addict. Not the toy attic, like above your house. Addict, like, give me some more. That kind of thing, right? 3. Toy Addict. These are not returnable. Well, maybe, but I'd have to drive, 2.5 hours to do it. I didn't spend enough money there. Okay, I don't know how many cars it is. It's not even the same amount. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So $12 plus tax. $12.84. $12.84 for 12 cars, 12 vehicles, 12 whatevers. All right, never seen one of these before. Apparently it's called a torpedoes, called bullet nose. I'm so glad my old hobby shop experience with some really nice autistic guy going over the history and his love of the original Batmobile whilst I was trying to buy some 40K dudes. God bless him. I'm sure I ran into autistic people, but it was mostly people that were just well, other than they needed to go touch grass. And I guess, does it have something in the nose? It looks more like an intake than a bullet. This will probably be repainted. Great shape, though. What year is this? We'll talk about years when some of these are older. So if you see something that looks really cool, go search it out. 2004. Okay. Pretty cool. Bullet nose. I've heard about this one that has a built-in turret already on it. It's called Turbo Turret from 2012. Add this car to your online collection. Scan, yeah. Those wheels being on the outside scream some kind of spikes needed on the tires. Well, you know what it screams? You can make these wheels a hell of a lot bigger. That's what it screams. And that's a problem that I have with most vehicles. I don't want to cut the wheel well. That's a lot of freaking work. Bullet nose, yeah. No, yeah, this screams like, put tires that are like 3 times bigger on it. Maybe not 3, but twice as big. This is a cool car. It's a cool car. It's a make-believe car, but it's like good make-believe. Not like, hey, what happens if like an alien and like an octopus had a baby? Like, we don't need to see a car that looks like that, right? So This thing almost looks like a Camaro or something like that, and it's got some kind of a cannon on top. Can't see the cannon. Let's remove this. Dadgummit. Laser, heavy machine gun, chain gun, something like that. And it swivels. This thing right here. I definitely picked up a lot of profit cars, okay, that I'd never seen before. Like, I'd never seen that bullet nose. That was not a profit car. This one with the cannon, I'd heard about it. It's not a profit car. This sure as hell is. This is called Hammered Coupe, okay, and it's from 1999. Look at this thing. Definitely a profits car. Profits of petrol. This actually has Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Boris and Natasha. That's gonna get repainted. I don't need a Natasha on there. But it's got a lot of like visible engine on it. Never seen this before. This is called it's a Salt Flat Racer Cartoon Friends series from 1998. Sorry about the glare. Got a lot of engine-y things to put on there to repaint. I saw this and I'm like, yeah, some redneck dude. And I've got some redneck dudes that are sitting them. They probably could fit in there. I have another tractor, but it's completely open. This one actually has a little cab over. What's this thing called? Monarch EV tractor. What? It's electric? Not when I'm done with it. There's no pollution. There's no bad pollution in electric, man. That's not a place for gaslands. Gaslands is about killing each other and raping the earth. Okay, and this one, never seen anything like this. This thing's insane. Dark Rider series. It's called the Big Chill with movable skis. Now, I don't care that it has skis. It already has a driver with a helmet on there, so that's good. We can paint his happy ass up. Look at this thing. It's like a dragster that's tracked. Redneck Rutabaga Rampage. Yep. See if I can get a picture in here without so much glare on it. Never seen anything like this before. Never seen anything like this. I mean, the engine alone is like really cool looking. I mean, it's amazing. You see something like this, I'm like, I've looked at a lot of cars, never seen it. Okay, so, Toy Addict, 12 cars, $12.84. Okay. And I could say, hey, at the end, what do you think my favorite thing that I got is? See if you guess right. I think I know what it is. But I don't have I don't have favorites. You know, there's not like one type of car that I like. I mean, I personally like JDM vehicles for me to drive personally, but muscle cars really make like the best cars for this. Okay, let me make sure I got this right. So that's where I was done on Saturday. So, I went to the store in Sarasota. That was incredible. The guy had all kinds of racing stuff. Nothing was priced less than $4, and it wasn't anything that like this. A lot of these things, like the Toy Addict stuff hasn't been available for 25 years. Now it's not worth anything, right? But other than the standard price, so collectors maybe don't want that. But I'm not a collector. But this other place had like collector stuff, and they had a little Scooby-Doo van that I almost got, but they wanted like $15 for it. I'm like, $15 for one vehicle? Like, that doesn't make any sense when I can buy, 12 for less money, Quantity is a quality all of its own. Well, I don't normally say that when it comes to these cars. Yeah, I agree with that because they're all made more or less the same. I'm not going to buy one vehicle. This store had a thing that I almost bought, and I spent probably an hour and a half in there talking to the guy, and I felt a little bad by not buying anything from him, but I provided entertainment. I showed him pictures of the stuff that I did, so I provided entertainment, and I just don't like being strong-armed into buying stuff I'm not a collector, so I don't want to buy. I'm sitting on like 500 cars, like I don't need another one car and spend that kind of money. But they did have an Alfa Romeo car hauler because I've never found the Ferrari one, and he wanted $26 for it, which isn't too bad. I think they retail for like 16, but it wasn't the Ferrari hauler. Let me show it to you. It looked pretty nice. The Alfa that came with it looked really nice. Alfa Romeo car hauler. Matchbox. Hot Wheels. Okay. See if I can get this to be bigger. And this is to make it some kind of like a war rig for the Italians, right? That's the whole point. Pretty nice. Just didn't feel like spending $26 on it. And sometimes when things are too nice looking, I don't want to cannibalize them to make them look like shit. If it's a $1 car, okay, all bets are off. If you pay $15 for a car, I'm like, I don't want to tinker with it too much because, I just feel bad about it. Now, the Alfa that came in it is actually a pretty nice looking Alfa. So I walked away from it because it wasn't the Ferrari one. If he had the Ferrari, I probably would have bought it for $26. Now, you can get the Ferrari one including shipping for like $40. But I'm like, I don't want it that bad. I'd rather buy 40 cars, Even if I don't do anything with them, it's just like, it's 40 different things instead of like one thing. Okay, so that was Saturday. So on Saturday we spent 18, 34, 47 bucks, something like that. And I'm like, all right, well, I still had the flea market to go to. I actually went to the train store where I ended up picking up a couple of things last time in between there and didn't pick up anything. There's some pretty high-priced stuff in there as well. That guy has a lot of stuff, but it's all like prices I'm just not interested in paying. I think I took a picture of the place. I meant to show you guys what it looks like. I did not. I don't like taking pictures of places. People think I'm up to no good. People may think I'm up to no good, and I don't want to be questioned, especially when they're the ones that are up to no good. But okay, so on Sunday, yesterday, I get up from the hotel. I come up from the hotel room. And I was going to do an unboxing video on Saturday night, but I went to sleep at 8:30. So I was up at 3 on Saturday morning. I couldn't sleep. So I'm like, well, and that was the day that, I'm sorry, Friday morning. I was up at 3 and, wanted to finish packing and everything. And, so I was like, okay, 8:30, I need to go to bed. So I got a good night's sleep. And I ended up going to, I was watching a video where he was like, hey, let's go to this place, and Publix has all these things. And Publix is our grocery store chain that's based in Florida that is just a monopoly on everything. It's the nicest standard looking grocery store. And they said, and they're hard to find where they have Diecast there. And I'm like, like the one we have here is like the one that's closest to me. They're like in a weird place on an end cap. So if you try looking through them, you're like in everybody's way, So, and they're not consistently in the same place. Sometimes there's a toy section. Sometimes like mine doesn't have one, so it's on an end cap. Anyways, I went and looked around and see what they had there, and this is one of the most expensive things that I bought. I think it is the most expensive thing that I bought. And again, I'm going to steal my thunder because I think it's the coolest thing I got. I don't have the receipt. Where's the receipt? Here. It's not. This is not going to be returned, but I do want to know exactly how much it was. $15.89 with tax. Okay. It's one item. Well, technically two. Well, technically three. And it is a turbulence tug. And it is a freaking plane with wings that you put on it. And the reason I got this is an objective. Like a convoy, you got to shoot this thing up. I saw this and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be like the fight for the Condor. Instead of the flight of the Condor, the fight of the Condor. And it doesn't take off or anything. It's just a fucking target. And it looks like almost like a 1950s, 1960s type of aircraft that, I don't even know, does it have engines? I'm not sure how it's supposed to fly, but, Let's see if I can show you a picture of this without the glare. I saw this and I'm like, this just has gas. Now, this vehicle, I've got lots of things that can haul it. This probably won't haul it. That might be a good vehicle for the profits. Switch out the tires or whatever. But the actual vehicle itself, the actual plane, is awesome. Now, because it's relatively large. Now, obviously, it's not in scale. But it's not like it's tiny either. And it comes with some little, I'm not sure what the fuck this thing is on top of it. Maybe it's another plane or a drone or something like that. What in the ever loving? Yeah. So this is like retails for like $15, Oh, here we go. Flip it over. So I'm going to glue it with the wings out. Repaint it. Probably in a metallic finish is probably good. For 2025. They make some of these hauling things are pretty cool. They make one that's like a bathtub. That one's not very cool. I mean, you could probably do something with that, but it's like a rubber ducky or something like that on it. But I saw this and I'm like, yeah, I got to pick this up. Because the plane is in the same style that my Gaslands world would work in. Okay, so cool. What was that? $15.89. That was Publix. That was yesterday morning. That's when things started turning around. Because I drove a lot and just came up kind of empty-handed. I mean, all the stuff that I picked up before that, I'm like, okay, other than the Formula One set, like, I was prepared to probably return it. The Toy Addict stuff was good, but DC3 chrome look, exactly. There was a Dollar Tree right next to the Publix. 5. Oh, by the way, this is one vehicle. This is Dollar Tree. And I picked up 2 vehicles there. I picked up one of them specifically because of the name. It's a Chevy Tahoe. So you know it's going to be some bitch named, Ho is going to be in her name. So, Tabitha Ho or something. I don't know. Nobody's named Tabitha anymore. Tatiana Ho. Well, that'd be on the Russian team. That's the only reason I picked it up. I'm like, okay, this is going to be some kind of another disgruntled housewife. And she happens to be, an OnlyFans person or something like that. So, I don't know. And then this one, honestly, I picked this one up because of the wheels. I have several bodies of this. And I have this scooper. I don't know. I just thought I was going to have a very good weekend. What is this? Plowverizer. I think these are the only 2 Matchbox vehicles I got. Nothing against Matchbox. I mean, I've even said I actually prefer Matchbox. But, this is 2 vehicles. And $1.25 each, so $2.68. Like, that's not worth returning, I knew someone named Tabitha. We called her Stabitha because she was effing crazy. Huh. The only Tabitha I can think of is the daughter on Bewitched, right? Samantha's daughter was Tabitha. She's probably an old lady now, but that's the only Tabitha. That's like one of those names don't get used, Okay, that was yesterday morning. Then I worked my way to a wall. Like, I was gonna work my way to the flea market. Now, I might as well hit these places. The flea market wasn't open yet, so I might as well work this way up. I had another Walmart up, and this one had a dump bin that had been raped. I mean, it was just, there were so many cards that were just destroyed. Tahoe, Navajo, not Happy Ho. Nappy Ho. We picked up 3 cars there. These aren't going to be returned. I probably wouldn't be able to return one of them. We'll start with that one. Because it is just like falling apart. And this is the same as the Max Steel, but it's a different color. And I really like this number. The 38 sold it for me. The script on that 38 is awesome looking. And this is it's like a 20s or a 30s type vehicle. Or maybe even the teens. Oh no, this is not going to get repainted. The look of this is actually, I mean, I don't want to have red wheels, okay? But everything else is spot on. I've walked past this thing 50 times and never did anything with it. And I'm just like, okay, well, it's time to get it now. Mid-mill in this paint scheme. I don't know, it almost looks like a tow truckish in a way. Definitely looks like some kind of a Prophet's vehicle or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not evil looking enough. Not sacrificial looking enough to be a Prophet's vehicle. Case G. And then this one, which I'd heard stories about and never saw one in the wild. Bam. The Fiat Beast of Turin. Did I ever find a Phantom Corsair car? Well, I'm not sure I was looking for one. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what that looks like. Phantom Corsair. I have one. Yeah, I have one already down there somewhere. I think it's black, and I got it used at the toy thing. Yeah, that's a cool fucking car. For sure. Absolutely. Paid $1 for it. This has unique wheels. I wish there was more vehicles that had these type of wheels. I'm going to leave mine in red. It's going to be for the Italians, no doubt. 1910. It was built to be the world's fastest car. Roaring with power, it packed a monstrous 28.5 liter engine. Holy shit. Thundered past 130. Okay, that's pretty intense. That's pretty intense. So, what did we spend there? 3 vehicles. This is 6. Walmart, the second was a different Walmart. 3 vehicles, $398. Okay. Then I went to the flea market. This is a flea market I've been to before. It's not the local one, it's the one down there. Oldsmar. I remember the last time I went there, I was really impressed. This time, I pull up to the place and it looks like it's out of business. Because they have, I don't know what happened to it, half of it is like not used. Either they don't have enough vendors for it, or the building is, or the buildings, because it's really buildings, are condemned. So the footprint of it was a lot smaller than before. With that said, there was a shitload of Hot Wheels cars there. With that said, they were overpriced by my standards, by a lot. I actually found a guy that had the Ferrari hauler. Wanted $50 for it. I don't want to spend $50 on one vehicle. I just don't. You know, just on principle, I don't need it bad enough. You know. So went to Oldsmar Flea Market. It's a place that I always talk about. My wife would enjoy going there. She would not have enjoyed this. It was hot. It was excruciatingly hot in the shade. Every other, and it was kind of open air but covered. But sometimes there was enclosed buildings. It was just hot everywhere. Every other booth seemed like it had that freaking incense that was burning. That has that, I don't even know how to describe what it's just a pungent fucking smell. And between that and you know, people smoking cigarettes and it wafting inside, it was just like, get me out of here. I spent a while looking, and there's probably like 6 or 8 vendors. And that had Hot Wheels, and some of them had a lot. This particular one was, see, at this point I'm like, okay, I didn't really get that much stuff other than the plain stuff that's like that freaking cool. Like I had higher hopes, you know, going to this place. The flea market really didn't have prices that were that good, and this guy was like, 2 cars, there were $3 a piece or 2 for $5. So these are $250. These are the most expensive cars I got. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like that. So I got 5 vehicles. I want to say I got a 6th one. Maybe I don't know how to fucking count. Obviously. 3, 7. Let's call this $13. Now, with that said, these vehicles are very cool. This one in particular. And it has a little roll cage where there's just like a little fucking head to stick out of. And this is called Altered State Wastelanders. And I guess there's a sub thing called Wastelanders, like a little skull, something like that. This is from 2003, and this is definitely a profits vehicle. Pretty cool. Never seen one of these. This one, a Formula One car I can do something with that's not a real Formula One car. So like I don't mind like changing this one up. First I'm like, oh, it's a McLaren. I'm like, oh no, it's not. Track Aces from 2025. Also, it's relatively new. Yeah, and it's electric. Well, it won't be and there's a little driver in there with a helmet. So we'll paint his happy ass. And he might actually be named after kind of a real driver. And what I mean by that is there's a Formula One game that I played in the early 90s that apparently is like one of the best Formula One games. I mean, I'm not going to play a retro game because they just look like ass. You know, it makes me look like, am I playing without my contacts in? You know, like all blurry and shit. But it wasn't an official Formula One game. So they weren't allowed to use the real drivers' names. But they used drivers that if you knew the team, you knew who they were supposed to be. So, like, for instance, that year, which I think was like 94, maybe 93, the McLaren, I think it was the McLaren team, had Ayrton Senna in it and Gerhard Berger. Maybe it wasn't Gerhard Berger. Maybe it was. Just use that as an example. The two drivers in the game was Carlos Sanchez as Ayrton Senna, and Gerhard Berger was Kurt Langer. And one of my 20 millimeter figures is named Langer because of that. So I actually found a website that had all the fake names listed. It was awesome. I was like, that was just, I just had a really happy retro memory with that, you know. You know, so, and everything was like fake. So like the Ferrari team, instead of being called Ferrari, was called Pegassi-Pegassi. You know, it was a cool game. And then I think the next version of it, that was Grand Prix 1. Grand Prix 2, they were allowed to use the real names and stuff like that. But anyways, so we may name this guy, you know, something like that based on one of those other drivers. I don't know. It just, I've had a lot of happy Formula One retro memories. This may end up being, this also has a driver with a full seat in it and a helmet. Shock factor. It looks like a remote control car. Collect them all. Big Bertha, Enzo Ferrari, Ferrari 333 SP, Shock Factor, and Volkswagen Bug. This is from 2006. And this looks pretty cool. Obviously going to repaint it. I mean, you can't do that color and then put mud on it. You can't even tell. So, pretty nice looking. You play Tank Commander? Who cares about graphics? Didn't you say the game was free? The game is free. But if I'm playing that, I'm not playing my Formula One game on the Xbox. It looks awesome. And there's a lot of decisions you have to make. You know. I'm not a retro gamer. Like it's like retro gameplay and retro graphics. I'm like, no. You know, that old game called Empire. I'd never play that. Like, why would I play that shit again, you know? I've did the time. So this is pretty cool. I gotta see what the fuck a Big Bertha looks like. It's something named Big Bertha. We gotta see what the hell that is. What is it? Is it Hot Wheels? Hot Wheels Big Bertha. Hot Wheels. We got a lot to come. Don't just you gotta pee. You gotta go pee. Go pee. Oh, Hot Wheels. I can't type. Hot Wheels Big Bertha. What series is it? Shock Factor? Shock Factor. Let's see what it is. Oh no, Shock Factor is the name of this one. Okay. So it's called number 193. So let's go ahead and put Hot Wheels Big Bertha 193. Images. So a lot of things called Big Bertha. A tank? Well, there's nothing tank. It's like an M60, and I've got one of them, but I'm not sure. I'm coming up empty-handed here. Oh, is it this thing? Maybe it's this tank thing. I don't know. I've got one of them. I don't know. That wasn't easy to find. I'm surprised it didn't work that well. Anyhow, it doesn't sound like anything I would want, you know. So, what did you send me here? Okay, so we got that. I've been talking about doing a Christmas themed vehicle called Mistletoe, and I think this is going to be the body for it. This is, it's called Toe Jam. We already have a Toe Jam. This has a pretty impressive toe on it. Put a missile launcher on it. Those wheels got to go. They need to be a little bit more off-roady. But probably going to paint this in Christmas colors. But I have to do it in a way that it doesn't look Italian, you know? So maybe, I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay? So missile's probably going to go on the roof of it. I already know which missiles I'm going to use, but pretty cool. And then this one I already have, this is the same body style as the Nosferatu is. And it says, see no, hear no, speak no. Evil twin. But the reason why is it's got, see, this is the problem with having your contacts in. I saw like a demon up there, almost like a gargoyle on the top. And I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. And you've got a gargoyle that's like the monkeys that are seen. I don't know that I would have picked this up if I would have seen that. Maybe I'll take the decals off the side and still leave the one on the roof. I don't know. Maybe this was a poor choice. Hey, I gotta make a bad decision once in a while. My bad decisions. So that was the flea market. So I'm like, at this point, I'm not super excited about anything. I didn't see anything that was like either a really good deal or nothing like amazing. And then I go to this store called, let's see what it's called. This is like the biggest surprise ever. This store is called Flying Monkey Toy Emporium. And it's like in a little strip mall. Have you got to the blind bags? Yeah, I did them first. And they were exactly what I thought they were. So that code was correct on them. This is, I don't know if you could tell from this building, this isn't like a decrepit strip mall that is in like a warehouse district. Like, you see how there's like trash and stuff outside? Please don't take this the wrong way, but the inside's like that too. It looked like if a tornado went through, like take the worst hoarder, pack rat person you can imagine and put that into a store. It was difficult to navigate through. Now, here's the pluses. There weren't any weirdos inside. The AC worked really well. It had multiple ACs in there. And the rooms that and I said rooms, the room that the Hot Wheels was in, this is one of the rooms that the Hot Wheels was in. Look at what condition the floor is in. That is a fair assessment what the entire building looked like. It probably needs to be condemned. Now, there weren't any bad smells in there. It didn't smell like mildew or anything like that. And I look at this wall, and there's some interesting things there. But there's no prices on anything. And I'm like, what are the prices on these things? Because if you want $5 for them, then there's nothing there that's like jumping out at me. And he's like, well, all the main lines are like $1. I'm like, well, what's the... I said, I'm looking at these all the time. What are you talking about? I said, well, unless they're like really special ones, these are all $1. I'm like, so you're telling me all these things are $1? Yeah. I'm like, all right, I need a basket. So let's just say I bought 55 of them. Okay? So I'm already going to go ahead and put that on there. I think with tax it was like $58. So stop number 8. Flying Monkey. 55 cars. Now, I can do the math now because this was the last stop, right? That was the last stop. I think I went over my 120. Yeah, it's too early to do math. Calculator. I can't find. That's how little I use it. 56. Nope. Sorry, can't read. 637. 2863. 1284. 1589 for one vehicle. That was a special one. 268. $398. $13. And $58. $141. Okay? The price of one night in a hotel convention. Okay? That's why I'm not going to go to conventions anymore. I go to a convention, I don't want to play anything that's there, and you have to eat. Not worth it. Okay? My hands are probably going to need therapy after this because these were dusty, and hopefully I don't have an allergic reaction to this stuff. There's a famous gaming store owned by the most gamer comic book guy you can think of, and the place is so badly kept and organized it's famous in the city, you can barely walk through the store. Those places, if I went there again, I'd probably fail a morale check. It just puts you in a bad mood. We talked about this earlier. And when we talked about it, I hadn't gone to this place yet. It puts me in a bad... If you better have everything you brought on you strapped on you. Because if you set something somewhere, you're fucked. I mean, it's like, you're done. It just gets consumed by the horde. It's embarrassingly bad. I mean, there's like parts of certain rooms that he can't use because something... Anyways, I'll go back because $1? Yeah, a freaking $1. Oh, I did do something else. Let me skip to the front, okay? I went by Spray Gunner, which is the most organized place ever. And that will and they're right next to each other. So if I ever go to this Flying Monkey, I'm going to go to Spray Gunner after and and then zen out. Because Spray Gunner is and I even told him, I said, man, your store is like a fucking zen experience. Anyways, I finally got some tweezers. They had several different tweezers to get. They had a Mr. Hobby that was $11. So I decided to get 2 Viejos of 2 different kinds for the same price as one Mr. Hobby. And I don't think that they're shitty ones. You know, this is like $5 for a pair of tweezers. That's pretty decent. And look, they get to a small... So now we'll have 3 that I'm not constantly fucking hunting for, right? And I've been talking about getting one forever. I'm like, I'll get one at a model show. I don't go to model shows anymore. And then this is also from Viejo. I don't know what the difference is between them. Oh, it's flat. That's kind of cool. Instead of it coming to a point, oh, here, so you can see it better. It comes to a point, not like the shit you buy on, you can't buy stuff like this on Amazon. You're just going to get, well, I've gotten it, and I got tweezers that are basically worthless. So I did pick up those, and they had a cutting mat that had metric. This is like inches, so I hate it. I usually use this as a protector for the table. I don't cut on this one, but they did have a scale ruler that is. Oh, they have a conversion table from stupid fractions to metric. Yeah, so this is a nice. You want to cut something like, all right, I want it to be however many millimeters. I'm pro metric, especially when you're doing this kind of stuff. And then, of course, stickers always ask for. So, if you live in the States, spray gunners, and they price match everything. And, it's a great store. If you go there, it's like, it's amazing. I need to just go the next time I go there and take a video. And just walk through, like, no comment. It is just like, that's how it's just so comfortable to be in there. Like, if somebody says, you got to spend a week in this store, I'm like, okay. It's tranquil. The lighting is perfect. You'd think they'd be paying me to say that. Well, they did it themselves. Their store's great. Okay. So, yeah, I spent more than that, but whatever. This doesn't count. This wasn't Diecast. This is for everybody's stuff. I've been talking about getting this stuff for a while, the tweezers. So now we got some tweezers. So I'm always hunting them. All right, 55 cars. I don't know how this son of a bitch got 55 cars in there, but he did. And a lot of these are from yesteryears. All right. A Lotus Amira. All these are $1. If I had gone to this place first, I wouldn't have gone to any other stores. But I went there last. Like, I couldn't have gone there. Well, it was next to the flea market. And the flea market's not open on Friday, so I couldn't go there first. 2021. Lotus Amira for the Brits, of course. The Lotus, you would think they're like made in India. They might be now. I think the Land Rovers are made in India, right? Like, Muscle Bound, 2017. A make-believe car that looks believable and a great-looking paint scheme. Great paint scheme. What number is it? M. Okay. I hope I don't find out that any of these are treasure hunts, because I don't want to be tempted to try to sell it. I just, I don't need more work. Really nice looking car. Usually what I do is I find a place that's like a bunch of cars. All I'll start doing is I'll fill up a basket. That could be a possible. That could be a possible. That could be a possible. And then I'll look at everything and go, I don't really need this. I don't feel like that one. Okay, maybe this one next time. Here, I didn't put anything back. Because whatever I find here, I'm not going to be able to go next week and find it at a store. Because they're yesteryear's stuff. Right? Plus they're $1, which is, significantly cheaper. If you go somewhere and they're $1.47, these are 47% off. I don't know if the math works exactly that way, but you get the point. All right, what do we got here? Plymouth AAR Cuda. I got this specifically because of the paint scheme. And it's going to be, this will not be repainted. This is from 2012. BMW Z4M Motorsport. Got this because of the decals. It's sponsors and stuff like that, and it's not like too loud or whatever. Like, this will be just like that. This will be some Circus Germanicus vehicle. And I don't like to take the cars and modify them so much that you can't tell what the original car is. I mean, this is a good looking vehicle. You know? Count Muscula. Disclaimer, I bought 2 of these in 2 different colors. This is a really cool looking car. Really cool looking car. See if I can get somewhere that the glare isn't. What happens if I flip this? Let's see if the glare is better. I think it's a little better. Wouldn't you guys agree? Maybe. What if both? I think both are worse. Maybe both is the best. Anyways. Cool car, sleek. And here's the other one right next to it. In red. One of them will probably be repainted. Main character energy. Yeah, I like the green one. I'll probably repaint this red one. Because the stripes and everything are the same. They're just in red. I just couldn't decide, so I got them both. I blew $1 on it. Change out the wheels on it or something like that. Maybe lift one of them. I can't remember if I had one of these, so I bought this one. Mattel Dreammobile. This is from 2017. What in the George Jetsons going on here? I don't know if this is going to be useful, but it's so freaking weird. I decided to get it. It's tracked, but it's almost like a unicycle. And it's called Tread Air. And it looks like it's almost like on a saw blade. It's just a set of tracks. There's tracks back here. No, there isn't. It just looks like there is. Why does it have this symbol? Is this a treasure hunt? I don't know. Why would it have? It is. This is a treasure hunt. I accidentally got a treasure hunt. Well, maybe this is the first treasure hunt I have. Actually, the Scottish one's a treasure hunt. Isn't it? It is not. Okay, my bad. Maybe they make one. I accidentally got a treasure hunt. Not looking for it. Well, let's find out how much this fucker's supposedly going for. For $1. I don't blame the guy for not looking through his stuff. He has a fuck. If that guy ever has to have, if somebody says, if the government goes in there, you have to take a detailed inventory of everything you have here, the best solution is suicide. Not that I'm promoting suicide. Maybe burning everything down. You know, I was like, that would be, I can't, I was thinking while I was doing this, I'm never going to complain about doing inventory at work. It's horrendous. Horrendous, horrendous, horrendous. Okay. Tread, Air. Tread, Air, Hot Wheels. This symbol lets you know this vehicle is hard to find. Okay. I guess it's a treasure hunt. Okay. Give me a fucking idea how much people are trying to sell it for. I don't think I'm going to go and sell it. I mean, it's a pain in the ass to do all that shit. Let's see what it's going for on eBay. $6.99 plus $6.49, 24 shipping. Not worth my time selling it. Totally not worth my time. You know, but even if I discover this was a treasure hunt, I'm not like, oh, let me buy 12 of the 14 of the same thing. I'm like, dude, get a life, you know? I probably will leave that flame symbol on there just to make people's heads explode. I can't believe you. It's not a question of faith. All right, we should continue. I have one of these in green, and I have one of these in black. The green and the black have the same cap decal. This, you're gonna love this, okay? This decal has, I almost said Kilimanjaro. Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji on it. I gotta get rid of the Hot Wheels logo, and I'm probably gonna repaint that sun as in, I'm probably gonna do it red. Other than that, I think I'm gonna leave it alone. It's got like those weapons. It almost looks like cannons made out of bamboo on the roof. It's a cool looking truck, but honestly, the whole reason I got it is the Fuji, even though I almost called it Kilimanjaro. You'll bring shame on your family. Yes. The kaiju. Yeah, I've got a green cat one. That's the one I'm gonna leave as is. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a black one, but $1. Never seen it. Actually, I saw it at the flea market. It was super overpriced. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. Waited for it, got it for $1. Okay, the Brits get another Bentley Continental Super Sports. This is probably going to be like, Blue Blood or something like that. Since it's already blue. That's some line action there. Not bad. I already have one Bentley. I don't have a Rolls Royce. But whatever. I mean, I don't want one. I want shit that's cheap. So that if you buy it and you don't do anything with it, you didn't spend that much money. Hey, it's a fallback clause. What year is this one from? 2013. Like, how are you going to find a 2013 car unless you go to something like that? You know? What's this? Muscle Mania Mopar 12 from 2011. The 70 Dodge Charger. Had good stripes on it. You could do a team based on color. This would be like the Green Machines or something. I like green cars. They look good. I think I have a Roger Dodger, but I don't have one in black. Almost looks like a Orca, other than the red that's on there. This one's from 2026. Okay, so it's this year. Case F. Roger Dodger. Okay, so the Jackal car. Let me go grab it. So the name of this is a make-believe vehicle called Diamachini Veloce. And I think that the spin on it, I read it one time, is like the designer, some Russian designer. And that's like something like a Dima or something like that is his name or part of his last name. So it's like basically his car fast, right? So this is the Jackal or something like that. And then I saw this, and it's even in the Italian colors, or Italian-esque type colors. I'm going to leave this thing exactly how it is. I mean, obviously we're gonna take the we're gonna weather it and things like that, but the paint scheme will be the same thing. And I may call this Velociraptor, since Veloce is already in the name. But anyways, this thing has got some pretty good graphics on it. I think I'm going to eliminate the little Hot Wheels logo here. I think I can do that, repaint the green and not touch anything else. Nice looking car. It's a make-believe car, but I do have a different color. I should have asked you. You know me more than I do. I got so many that it's like, and I found like, hey, there's a way to track which ones you have. Like, that's a hobby in and of itself. Like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that. Okay, I have one of these in a more hippie-like color. This is a '69 Volkswagen Squareback. I may repaint this one. This is from 2015. What do we got here? A Ferrari 348. I don't remember if I have one. I said, fuck it, I better get it before I realize I don't have it. Man, it's hard to see what it is. It's got a big logo on the front. Just black. Got a tan interior. The tan interior actually works in that car. I might not repaint it. A little bit of it shows, a little bit of it shows. Twinning and winning. I don't know if I have something like this, but I like the wheels. I've got some of those wheels already. This will probably be repainted. Well, it's got Hot Wheels written on the side, so it's like, okay, we're going to take that off. At that point, might as well just take everything off. Repaint it something different. This is a weird thing that I got. And the only reason I got that is because I have a hot dog car. So now we got a burger mobile with fries. And no, it won't be a real burger, but, you know. There's some somebody who works at the burger joint that's just like wants to take people out or something. I don't know. I may have wasted $1 on this one. Maybe not. Fast foodie, buns of steel. 2020. That's just like a joke car. I'd never seen one of these before today. And today, I got a vehicle here I think you're gonna really like. I got a couple of them you're really gonna like. This has some Asian writing on it. We're gonna have to figure out what the fuck that means. I saw lots of this design. It's called Fusion Busta. And again, it's got that, it almost has like a face on it. And it has red glass. I'm gonna keep that for sure. Got some kind of Japanese writing on here. When's it from? 2020? You'll be back. You're getting hungry. Okay. Well, all I do is show you the burger. All of a sudden, you got to have a burger. Burger break. All right, this Ford Fairlane has some awesome looking flames. Not repainting it. This is from 2015. I went to Target. One of the things that surprised me is they actually sold those plastic things that you can put in a wall to like store them. Like, I want my house to turn into fucking a funny farm with like cars stapled on the walls and shit like that. I'm like, if you're gonna display stuff, it needs to look decent, not like like you're selling things out of the back of your truck. Okay, Lancia Delta Integrale. It's got the Michelin Man on here. I don't think I have a Lancia. Maybe I do. Hoffman, do I have a Lancia? I'm glad you're paying attention. You're going to do really good on the quiz. Anything that has graphics like this, that's racery graphics, I'm in favor of. Because, like, you can't buy that stuff. It's already on there. Like, why not integrate it? White cars weather up really nicely. There's some nice grills and stuff on here. It'll show up nice with some wash in there. You have that Fusion Buster car in purple. I call it the Silver Tennis. I tried to sculpt the small Silver Tennis. Let's go in front of it. It came out looking like a tiny penis. So I call it the Silver Tennis. I have several cars here that you're really going to like, and one of them that you're going to get that you're going to appreciate, okay? And this is one of them. No, this is not one of them, sorry. I don't know if I have this one. Tell me if I have it. It's an RX-7 and it's got a bunny on it. It's got a 7 Clover. Something like this. Yeah, I keep the same graphics. I'll probably keep the same wheels. Just probably paint the center of them like, silver, like not in a crazy color. And it's JDM RX-7. It's got right-hand drive. You only remember the cars we both have. Okay. How many cars do you have? Not that we're, not that it's a competition, I'm like, look, I'm going 3 hours away. I might as well like make my money's worth out of going down there. Like this thing, I've never seen something like this. It's called Fast Cash for 2015, and it's gonna get repainted. I don't want the dollar signs on it, but it's freaking armored. That's pretty cool. This will be an armored vehicle, no doubt. Probably repainted. This one, I've seen there's a Cloak and Dagger in town that has some Dia de los Muertos type of thing. But this one, I got it, honestly, because it's got almost like a dragon or a snake with teeth on it. And I've never seen it, and I'm there, and it's $1. Here's another Formula 1S type car. This is an Indy 100 old. Has a driver in there. Horrible paint color. Horrible paint color. Good wheels, though. I think they're good, appropriate wheels, actually, for this type of a vehicle. This is a lifted Olds 448. Probably complete repaint. This is like a guy that needs to like hang out with Redneck Riviera. Redneck Riviera is that kind of stuff. So maybe some other redneck or whatever, you know. What's this thing? Skull Crusher. This has a skull on it. Am I going to leave it as is? The graphics on the top of the head are pretty cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. This is definitely a evil looking bastard. From 2021. This is another one you're going to like. They had this in two colors. One of them was like yellow and purple. I think that this color was better for it. It's got some kind of like Japanese anime, manga, whatever that kind of stuff is on it. It's called MST Suzuka 2021. Got some kind of like robot looking guy on the front. This is probably a nerd burglar vehicle. It looks pretty cool, despite the wheel colors. Like, these wheels are fine. I just don't want blue tires, you know? But, like, these graphics are staying. Like, that's the whole reason I got it. Honestly, if you paint the undercarriage and the tires basically black, now you got a car that's orange and black and has anime on it. I think that'll work really well and look really good. We might have to move this one up on the queue. This is pretty freaking cool. I like that. What year is this from? 2021? That's a cool vehicle. And like that stuff on the side looks really good. Like that Marvel car, I'm amazed how well the Marvel car. Let's go pull the Marvel car out. The Marvel car, considering what kind of a piece of junk it was, and I haven't used it yet. This fucking thing turned out great. Everything seems to integrate. The weapon is integrated with the mesh color and the ram on the front. And I just really like the way this thing turned out. Really like the way this turned out. It looks believable. You have about 40 or 50? I wish I had 40 or 50. I don't know. I need to buy a bin and put them in the garage. I got that many. Okay, what do we got here? This is another Formula One E-Gen car, Julius Barr. If I do something with a Formula One car, it's probably going to be these two first before we start tinkering with real ones. Yeah. Pretty nice paint scheme. A Land Rover in like military green color. At 40 or 50 cars, definitely your cheapest hobby. It's super cheap. It's super cheap. What I really needed to do is order more weapons. So I'm gonna work with what I have for a while. Okay, Lamborghini Reventón. I don't know why it's an Italian car, but they use Spanish words. Reventón is like somebody who breaks things, like a buster, something that breaks open. Probably leave it the same color. Rip rod. Never seen this before. The front of it looks like a parrotfish, in a way. This will have to be repainted, or at least repaint that over that Hot Wheels thing. Looks pretty cool. This one's from 2017. Another Jaguar, number 17, Jaguar XJ220 from 2017. Yeah, the rip rod really is interesting. Obviously, something like this has to be a performance vehicle. I don't remember if I have one of these. You'll have to tell me. Model Ford A Custom. It's like military green. Is it camouflage? I think so. I don't know. I picked so many, it's more trouble to find the ones I didn't like than just fucking taking them all. All right, another Bond car. Aston Martin DB10. Even has a Spectra logo up here at the top. One more car for the Spy Who Raced Me. I don't know if I'm going to do something with it, but it's nice to talk about it. That one, of course, stays in the color that it's supposed to be. And here's another British vehicle. I think this is a British vehicle. An Aston Martin 177. Is this like one of their police vehicles? It says emergency on it. I'm not going to make this a police vehicle, though. Oh, damn. I do not think you have that Model A. Man, I would buy that if I saw it. It fits perfectly with your vehicle. There's actually, if you go up to like 1940, there's a lot of vehicles that are available. A lot of vehicles that are available. Nice striping. I actually like that yellow color. Oh, see, I fucked up and I got two of these twinning and winning. See? I got another one. I caught myself buying a double of it. Like, I won't return one of these. Like, I won't take one of these and return it to the store. Like, if it was a modern one. Yeah, because they have the same one in the fucking store. Like, I don't feel bad about that. Okay, I saw somebody that built one of these and they called it Fish Tank. And I'm not going to call it Fish Tank because they already have Fish Tank. I don't want to make it a tank. But it does have a maybe fish face or something. Fish face is a little too basic looking. I picked this one up on a whim. I definitely don't have one of these. I don't have the Stegosaurus or anything like that. Those are a little too far fetched, but that's not so bad. It's got to be armored. Something like that just got to be like, armored. All right. I think I have a Baja Bone Shaker. But honestly, I got this one because of the wheels. So they're big wheels and they got skulls on them. That's the reason I got it. So, I'm pretty sure I have a Baja one that's like blue and brown or something like that. Enemy off a Super Mario game. I'll take your word for it because I don't play Super Mario. I don't do jump games. They stress me the fuck out. Any game you know exactly what to do, but here's another one of your favorite ones, the Driftsta from 2021, and it has a bunch of Japanese-ish Asian pontification written on it. So this is definitely going to be an Asian vehicle. I don't like the dissimilar wheels. Like you got one style on the front, a different style on the back. Like, no, that's not going to work. Probably replace both of them. Team Wall Ride. I don't know. I think this will look pretty good. I'm going to keep the window in that wild color. I think that'll work. Another green one. What is this? A Dodge Charger? This is similar to the other one I have. This one's from 2015. Night Burners. Probably not going to do a lot of modification to something like that. Like it already looks the part. A Lamborghini Estoque. The reason I got this, it was a Lamborghini and it was 4-door. Like, what in the hell is a 4-door Lamborghini? Well, it's one of these. From 2013. So, maybe some mafioso guy. Roadster. This looks like I think this is a make-believe vehicle, but it's in this color, it definitely looks British. British Racing Green. Told you I had a lot. How many cars did I get? Three, 23. Shit, I gotta do calculator math. I don't wanna fuck it up. Okay, 23 plus 12 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 60. 101. 101 cars. And one of them was 101 cars for like $140 or something like that. And one of them was like $15. So less than $1.25 each. Dodge Charger. I don't know what in the chili con carne is this. I'm going to keep the paint scheme. That's why I got it. It actually reminds me of that chicken place you like going to, Dave's Hot Chicken or whatever. It's kind of the same logo as that. Same kind of color as that. Looks great. Oh, another Charger. Yeah. What do we got here? A Renault. I got this one specifically because it's in Renault colors, or the Renault racing colors. And it's another vehicle for the French. Stop talking about food. What about food you just like? Like worms. Oh, I can't wait to have a worm salad. I'm trying to dial it back. And I got some things in here that I couldn't believe were $1. In particular, this. These are the hardest vehicles to find. And WRXs are the hardest vehicle to find, especially like an older style like this. They just fly off the shelves. And this is in a beautiful color. I wouldn't mind my car being wrapped in this color. Beautiful color. I thought, oh, that's $5 at least. Nope. Good. I just found out about this car recently. It's called a Nash, and it's kind of squat. $2021. We'll be done soon. Cadillac El Mirage. Got even the Cadillac logo on the front. That'd be a motherfucker to paint. Never seen this one before. 2015. Here's a old school Jaguar with all kinds of racing logo-ness. Number 12. All these were $1. Here's another WRX. This one is a blob-eye. A blob-eye. I think I'm going to leave the logos on it. I got to find trying to use like acetone and just removing some of the logos on it. Like, I don't want any of it on the roof. I like to remove the stuff off the roof and like a decal or two with a really small paintbrush. I mean, I probably won't try it on this one, but something like that. I'll try it on something. If it goes to hell, it's not a problem. Another WRX. This one's a hatch. For 2020. They make like this paint marker or whatever. So I asked a couple places, hey, you guys carry this? Like they recommended. I saw it on the Hot Wheels. Like, hey, what do you take the graphics off for? And they said, oh, Hobby Mio something or another. Like it costs like $3.50, but like to ship it on eBay is like $20 by the time you're done with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending $20 on that. Hot Wheels logos on cars. I've sprayed a clear coat on them and then used my fingernail to scrape it off. You put a clear coat on it first? Yeah. Okay, here is definitely a Profits vehicle, although I just realized this is a fucking casket now. This has some Dia de los Muertos, so this might be like a lowrider Mexican dude that... There's all kinds of skulls and shit on here. There's like a grappling hook on the front. I just noticed that. Like a bat. There's like a grappling hook that's a bat on the front. And it's got some Dia de los Muertos. So I think these skull wheels come off. The body gets kept the same color. There's an engine that's going to have a grappling hook on it. And it's got to be a performance vehicle or a dragster or something like that. From 2020. Rigger motor. Anything that's got those Dia de los Muertos type graphics, I'm like keeping those because they look cool. All right, what do we got here? We got a Ninja Turtle truck, party wagon. Grab shell, dude. Shell shocked her. Shell case. This looks like it should have a mortar on the roof. I don't have enough vehicles with mortars in them. What's up, Justinian? Ford Falcon? I never even heard of a Ford Falcon. Beautiful green with beautiful flames. Just all around beautiful. Where is this one from? 2017. Obviously not going to repaint this. We're down to the last two. A Chevrolet SS. Similar to that Chevelle that I have, but not exactly the same. This is from 2013. And last but not least, which is ironically the first one of these that I grabbed and put in the box. A Nissan 370Z with some nice striping on it and a blue interior. Probably going to keep the blue interior. So, anyhow, that's it. That's the haul. A heavy, heavy haul. I need more storage options. So, we're gonna put things in the garage. When I go back to finishing, we're gonna work on the stuff that we already have open, like this guy right here with the rockets on it, that kind of stuff. We're gonna start going in 50 different directions, but yeah, I was in the neighborhood, and I'm not sure I know how to pack these things away to be more efficiently. The guy obviously knew what the hell he was doing. So, 3 and then 1 the other way? Something like that. I don't have the fucking patience for that shit. Okay. But anyhow, that's the haul. And, like I said before, I don't need any of this stuff, but it was like, they're $1 a piece. They're in an area that I don't go to frequently. And I left lots of them for other people. I mean, I didn't even put a dent on this place. But coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Yeah, this is working pretty well. But I'm to the point where I'm going to have to store these somewhere else. This is working actually pretty well. I might actually be doing a better job than him. I'm surprised. That's not one of my skills. I just can't imagine getting stuff like this and I just collect them. Like, that's just not me. You know, anybody, that's just called buying shit. Yeah, they fit in here just fine. 58 cars in here. So what was your favorite one? And we did have a treasure hunt out of the whole thing. Unintended treasure hunt. I'm not going to waste my time trying to sell something for $6. That's way too much work. But anyways, that's the haul. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Been camping for 4 days. Try that in this weather. No, don't. Alright, that's going to be it. So, this was just kind of an unboxing video. How long was it? 2 hours? Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Your favorite was the shark one, really?